Hello everybody, Sean here. We're looking at the Ivory King fight, part of the Ivory King DLC. And before we even get to the fight, you must go through a army of burnt knights. Before we get to the burnt knights, we're going to go over how many friends I have. You can see jumping down this hole, I have 4 friends with me. If you go to this fight the moment you unlock it, you're only going to have 1 friend with you. That is not that good, to put it bluntly. You need more friends. And to get them, I highly suggest you check out the page, how to get the additional Ilium Lois Knights. It's very, very crucial that you do this, as it's going to make the fight so much easier. Why is that? Well, when you jump down here into the Old Chaos, you're going to see 3 portals. Out of those portals are going to spawn some bad guys. After you've killed a set amount of the bad guys, the king will spawn. During this, well, let's put it this way. As soon as you jump down, an invisible timer is going to also start ticking. About every 30 seconds, one of your friends, the Ilium Lois Knights, is going to buff himself, run over to a portal, and shut it down. He freezes it over. This is your primary goal. Getting to the king is almost a secondary goal. Your primary goal is shutting these portals down. If any portals are still active when the king spawns, then more of the burnt knights are going to spawn with him, making so the fight is no longer a 1v1, but a 2v1, a 3v1, etc., etc. So for this reason, we highly suggest you do this part of the fight very slowly. Kill the burnt knights slowly. There is no rush here, and in fact, the longer it takes you, the better it is for you. If you can buy yourself enough time so that a minute 30, 2 minutes goes by, then that will guarantee all of the knights have used their powers to shut down all of the portals. You can see here the second knight is buffing himself right now, and there he goes running off to shut down the second portal. I actually killed them in this video a little too fast, as one portal is going to remain active. Fortunately for me, it gets shut down moments after the fight begins, but again, take your time killing the burnt knights. It's only going to make the boss easier for you. With that said, fingers crossed you have all 3 of these portals shut down by the time the king spawns. If you have one portal still open, it's not the end of the world. You can still deal with a 2v1, or maybe it's a 2v2, you still have a friend alive, or maybe there's a phantom with you. It could still be a 2v2, whatever. Having one additional portal open is not the end of the world, but ideally, all 3 are frozen at this point in time. Once that's dealt with, the king's going to pop out, and what's the king all about? Well, he's primarily a melee damage dealer who will eventually buff his sword with magic, increasing its damage and its range. If you are a melee character, such as myself, you're going to want to make sure you're wearing high defensive items, and you're going to have either a shield that blocks magic damage, or you at least have gear on or a ring that increases your magic defense. In this case, I have my shield in case of absolute emergencies that blocks about 85% of magic damage and around 95% melee. And I also have the Dispelling Ring +1 on to help limit that magic damage just a little bit. For his attacks, they're pretty simple. They're mostly lunges and sword swipes. He has 2 of them you should be aware of. One where he plunges the sword in the ground and causes a large AoE crystalline ice explosion to erupt from the ground. It's easily dodged, has a really long wind-up animation, telegraphed, super obvious. Very, very easy. The second one is that attack right there you just saw. He's going to hold his sword at his side for about 2 seconds and then lunge towards you very quickly. If it hits you, he impales you, lifts you into the air, and then throws you around like a ragdoll. It is not a fun time. So make sure you dodge that. And much like any other boss using a melee weapon, the easiest way to dodge his attacks is to roll underneath of the blade so that you end up behind him. Rolling backwards or to the side is not going to be a guaranteed evasion, as he has very long reach. So even if you roll backwards, it might still hit you, and if you roll to the side, the tip of the sword might still hit you. If you roll underneath the attack and towards him, it's almost guaranteed you're going to be fine. He's not really weak to anything in particular that it seems. He's resistant to fire, which makes sense because he does live in chaos, which is a lot of lava. So he is resistant to fire. So just bring whatever weapon you want, pick your shots, and just hit him slowly, 1-2 attacks at a time, and you will eventually win. Again, wearing high defense and high magic defense is going to help you, but it's really going to come down to rolling underneath of those attacks. And if you've managed to kill Sur alone or the Broom Knight, then you should be able to take down the Ivory King. But there you go, that's the Ivory King boss fight. I thank you for watching, and we'll see everyone next time.